you?
Yeah, you could move the desk a little closer here. How you doing?
The Treasury House is really just for patrons of the Silverblood family. You don't belong here.
Fuck you then.
I have records I need to tend to.
You're a bitch. I'm leaving. Screw you then. You're not willing to help me. I'm not willing to find out anything about you. I do have to admit, while I was in the left-hand mine looking for iron ore, there was a guy in there that was like, "Oh, you've got fuzz coming out of your ear," and I'm like, "Oh, racist."
Ah, Lindrell Hall's a fine home if you can afford it. The steward in the keep can tell you more.
I'm not sure I want a house around here. This place doesn't seem all that nice. Like, Whiterun was pretty neutral, I thought. Could have been better. It could have been a lot worse. This bridge isn't going to make it for a couple of centuries, you know?
Citizen?
Hey, how you doing?
Out of my way, outsider. Why are you bothering the outsider?
Why are you guys dicks? I wanted to know more about Markarth.
Then you're talking to the wrong man. You want that elf in the keep, Calcimo.
What are you looking at?
The only thing I'll tell you about Markarth is to stay out of our business. We have enough around here without some outsider causing trouble.
I'm not sure I like Markarth.
I should get back to work. Money doesn't count itself.
Well, it does if you have one of those automated machines, but I bet you guys don't have one of those things. I could just go in his house. He's not going to be mad. Apparently, it's a popular house.
What's your business here?
Exploring, probably breaking shit. Just looking around.
This is a private home, and the master of the house is a very old man. He's not to be disturbed.
Alright, I'll leave then. I have a feeling, though, that... Wait, you're not gonna, like, kick me out? Okay. Well, yeah, it's just a private home. I have a feeling that the old guy's gonna die, and then all hell's gonna break loose around here.
Yes?
Just looking. Just looking. So, the old man doesn't seem to be home. Either that or you've got some hidden passages that I didn't catch.
Need something?
Yeah, not too much going on around here. Well, there is, but not without me talking to him. What's with the water landing right on the middle of the bridge? That is not good for construction. See, like, yeah. Not necessarily liking the people around here right now.
Can't believe I'm posted here. Even the beds are made of stone.
Yeah, I definitely don't want a house here.
Break the law in Markarth. And it's off to sit in a mine with you.
Alright, apparently they make silver there. Good for jewelry. Not probably so good for, you know, weapons or armor. Although I can't say I've ever necessarily heard of silver armor outside of fiction, you know?
What are you hiding, priest?
I'm not hiding anything. It's closed for a reason.
What?
Typical Imperial lies. First, you take away Talos. Now you're keeping us from seeing our honored dead? You and the Jarl will answer for any desecration of my ancestors' bodies.
Yeah.
That's enough, Thongvor. We're done.
We're done, I guess. Oh, okay, I guess we're done here. I thought this was like a keep. Doesn't look like much of a keep right now to me.
Halt! The Dwemer Museum isn't open to anyone without the court wizard's permission.
Should I bring you his head? Who's the court wizard?
Calcimo. He's the Jarl's magical advisor, but he spends most of his time studying the ruins.
Yeah, I'm interested in
If
Dwemer
you
stuff.
want in, Calcimo has to give his say-so. He's usually in front of Nishuan Cell, just down the tunnel.
Alright, down the tunnel we go then. Please don't make me say that. I will get it wrong. Alright, we'll go this way.
The Jarl. No sudden moves, understand?
What the? Like, everybody's so pissed off around here all the time. How you doing, Silverblood?
Silverblood family will be heard.
From my understanding, you always are.
You there. You another Imperial puppet? Answer me.
Yeah, you sound like a rebel. Ooh. I don't know what you're talking about. Give me some information. I want some detailed information about the Empire versus the rebels, which apparently is Stormcloaks. There might be other rebels. I don't know. Because nobody's really talked to me about it. In the game, at least.
There's a war on and you don't know what I'm talking about. The Empire is destroying everything Skyrim stands for.
Dragons?
Jarl Igmund can refuse to see me all he wants. The Silverblood family will be heard.
You said something about Talos.
That's a true Nord hero. A legend. So great that the divines themselves lifted his soul into the heavens and made him a god.
Oh, is that gonna happen to
He
me?
founded the Empire, and now they've turned their back on him to appease the elves. Elves. Do the elves rule Skyrim, or do the Nords?
Let's not do elves, because I'm not so big a fan of elves, based on previous games. All right, why should he listen to you? Oh, wait, what's this about elves? Elves.
They started the Great War.
Bastards.
Nearly destroyed the Imperial City.
Yeah.
Then the Emperor took the coward's way out and surrendered. Now, the elves dictate everything we do. And they don't want us acknowledging a mere human like Talos as the god he is.
So why should he listen to you about this?
We own Sidna Mine, best prison in Skyrim, and source of half the wealth in this city. We
for
keep
what it
the
is.
Reach safe.
Kind
We
of.
flood Markarth with wealth. But does the Jarl listen to us when we want to say? No. He's busy forgetting that Ulfric Stormcloak saved this city from the Forsworn. Ulfric's a hero, not a damn criminal.
Do you have to say, anybody that kills Forsworn is kind of endearing to me. So, how did he save Markarth?
He used the Thule.
What?
Shouted those Forsworn from the walls. Then he led a band of Nord warriors in to take the city.
Has anybody told me
Just
that
like
before?
Talos himself at the Battle of Old Hroldan, reclaiming the Reach from those heathen natives.
Ulfric can shout? I don't think I was aware of that. That kind of changes things. Alright, that seems to be all the information you have.
Stay out of trouble in my city.
Yeah, you're saying. To be honest, I think the choice here is pretty clear. But we'll see. We'll keep exploring. Should still have quite a bit of time before I have to make the decision. Alright, let's head up. Doesn't seem to be much going on around here. I'm suddenly reminded of a lot of dwarven places in a lot of games that I've played. Just the general layout of this. Hey, look, we got a blacksmith. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Mothgrow Bagal.
I'm the Jarl's personal blacksmith, but that doesn't mean I can't sell you a few pieces for a fair price.
Where can I find an orc stronghold?
The most well-known stronghold is Nushnik Jarl. Here, I'll mark it down for you.
Nice. Alright, map has been updated. I'll try to keep that name in mind. It sounded orcish, so hopefully when I see it on the map, I'll recognize it as orcish. What do you do for weapons?
Anything. Served in the Legion with my sister Gorza for over 10 years. We've seen every piece you can imagine. Have you met her? She runs the forge near the smelter. Just don't bother talking to her, apprentice. Boy has no talent.
Yeah, I like this guy. He's like the nicest guy in Markarth right now. Have any recommendations for armor?
Depends on what you need. A light armor is good for travel, less to carry. A heavy armor weighs you down, but no true warrior goes without it. If you want some heavy armor, I might have a deal we can work out. I need a dangerous heart. Jarl wants me to cool it with a sword in blood. You get me a heart, I get you some armor. Interested?
I have one of those, so yeah, deal. Hopefully this works out well for me in the long run, but yeah, let's do it.
Good hunting.
I will get you a dangerous heart. I got one back in Whiterun.
Until next time.
It is quite expensive. I think it said it was worth 250. So I've been holding on to it.
The Empire has always been good to the orcs, but this war of theirs is none of my concern.
Wait. The Empire's been good to the orcs? Huh. This might complicate things a little bit. Daughter of the Neben! Oh, great. Yeah, no, alteration. I do have a lot of points and skills that I didn't think I would, like alteration and restoration. Like, it's already like teens and 20s. Why is there a giant
The Dominion is here, and we're watching you.
How you doing, buddy?
You have the honor of addressing a member of the Thalmor. Bask in it.
Who are the Thalmor?
We're the ruling body of the Old Mary Dominion. Saviors of Myr. Victors of the Great War.
Elves.
The Empire exists because we allow it to exist. And I'm here to make sure the Jarl of Markarth remembers that.
What do you mean by any of it? But I guess we'll focus on Saviors of Myr, I think he said.
The Thalmor saved all of Elvenkind during the Oblivion Crisis.
Bullshit.
We've been watching over our lands for 200 years.
Bullshit.
We refounded the Old Mary Dominion, an alliance between us and our Bosmer cousins. You might know them from their common name, Wood Elves.
I do remember the Wood
We
Elves.
intend to prove the superiority of Myr over man, 1 century at a time.
Yeah, the dog does not agree. And you didn't help out at the Oblivion Crisis. I did all the work. You guys didn't do shit. You're not from Markarth, I take it?
As if this craggy wretch of a city could give birth to a superiorly bred Myr such as myself. No, I'm not from Markarth.
Yeah, I don't like
I
these
was
guys.
sent here to lead the Thalmor's interests in this corner of Skyrim. It's my mission to root out all Talos worship in this city.
So why do you hate the Talos worshippers so much? Is it because he's human?
It's a religious matter. The Thalmor do not recognize Talos as a god. He was only a man, and does not deserve a place in our pantheon. The Empire has agreed to accept our beliefs, and its citizens have a responsibility to cease their heretical worship. You're awfully inquisitive, aren't you? I like that. Perhaps you'd care to solve a little problem I'm having.
It depends on the problem. What's the problem?
Ogmund the Scowled. He's old, respected, and I know for a fact that he worships Talos in his home. But the Jarl has been hesitant to call for his arrest. I want you to break into his home and find evidence.
No. Damn it! No, I'm not doing it. Screw you. I'm not doing that.
All right then.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Old Dwarven city underneath the keep. The Schuan cell. Best stay clear if you don't want a steam centurion carving you up.
No, I'm actually interested in
The
that because I'm
Thalmor
trying to
know
get
how deal
Dwemer.
with Talos worshippers.
Trying to get Dwemer's stuff.
You all right?
Who are you to approach the Jarl of Markarth?
I'm a traveler. I got questions. I don't want to purchase a home here. Not right now.
Very well. You may approach the mournful throne, but watch your words.
Mournful
Doors
throne.
open for Forsworn when you're on the roads.
Oh, I killed him as I see him. Hey, you're old.
I'm Igmund's uncle, as well as his steward.
I'm not looking for work.
I have letters to read.
I got plenty of money right now. I'll find a way to spend it. Do all Jarls sit like that? It's kind of weird.
You speak to Igmund, son of Arolfdir, Jarl of Markarth.
Dragons have returned.
Yes, I know. We have some advantages if they come here. The city is built into the mountainside, so it's hard to reach into, even from the skies.
That's
And
true.
everything is made of stone, even the beds. We'll have no trouble from Dragon's Fire here.
You know, it'll just burn people, not necessarily the things. So we're fine. Has the war been hard on Markarth?
It all started here, this rebellion. When the Empire lost the Reach during the Great War, we became desperate. We promised a group of Nord militia free worship in exchange for their help retaking the hold. Then the elves found out about it. We were forced to arrest all of them. Ulfric Stormcloak, their leader, used the whole thing as proof that the Empire had abandoned Skyrim. The rebels called it the Markarth Incident. It was the founding day for the Stormcloaks, and where this war really started.
Sounds like you're kind of siding with the Stormcloaks, to be honest with you. There was an attack in the... No, we'll go over that a little bit later. Why'd you arrest the Nord militia?
The White Gold Concordant, our treaty with the elves after the Great War, forbids free worship of Talos. But that's what we promised Ulfric and his men. It seems foolish looking back, but at the time we were hoping the elves wouldn't find out.
Seriously?
So when they did find out, it was either we arrest Ulfric and the militia, or enter into yet another war with the Aldmeri Dominion. The choice was clear, and now Ulfric threatens the thinly veiled peace we sacrificed so much for.
Well, you sacrificed him. You didn't sacrifice yourself that much. So how did the Empire lose the Reach?
Are you a sellsword? I don't like your kind. No honor, no loyalty, unreliable. But I can't turn away a potential ally in these times. Let's see if you're better than a common mercenary.
I clearly wasn't looking for
My
work.
scouts have tracked down one of the Forsworn leaders, hiding out in their blood-soaked camps. Deal with them.
Maybe. I do hate Forsworn. Maybe.
We will see.
Alright. How did you lose the Reach? Druidoc Redoubt.
When the Aldmeri Dominion invaded the Imperial City, the Legion all but turned a blind eye to the other provinces. Many of the disgruntled natives of the Reach used the opportunity to depose the Empire and founded what they called an independent kingdom. It was little more than a chaotic uprising, but the Reach was removed from Imperial authority for 2 years before we reclaimed it. But the leaders of the uprising refused our offers of peace. They fled into the hills and became the Forsworn.
Don't you yawn? I was kind of bored by that, too. There was an attack in the marketplace. I'm trying to figure out how to get this quest started. I thought it was here, but it's in the castle I have written down, so I'll have to look a little bit harder for it.
My guards told me. Poor Margaret. And witnesses report that the attacker was shouting some nonsense about being a Forsworn. I want to make things clear. Markarth has its troubles, but there are no Forsworn in this city.
Of course not.
They are only a threat in the hills and along the roads where they live. Everywhere else, we are in control.
Of course you are. Of course you are. I don't want to purchase a home here.
I want no mercy for those Forsworn. That?
Sure, I understand. I have a feeling that Feline here would have been my house Carl, I think they call it. That is my feeling right now.
You're trespassing here.
Whoa, whoa. Okay. Not trying to get into a fight here. Not trying to get into a fight. Alright, hold on for 1 second though. Sorry about that. Let's continue on, trying to explore a little bit more. Need to look for the castle. Apparently I confused the keep and the castle. Is it okay if I go back here? Seemingly it is.
Forsworn have troubled the Reach for too long. I intend to deal with them.
Even though this is where the Jarl went, seemingly things are going okay around here. Lots of water going on around here. I was about to say, does he have a bunk bed? But no, he's just got the thing up top with no drapes or curtains or anything like that, which is a little weird. Usually that's the reason for those things, I would think. You guys still have...
how to deal with Talos worshippers.
Still have a big freaking Centurion. I'm not sure if I'm ready to take it on, but I know it's got parts that I can use to make dwarven equipment, so I'm kind of looking forward to dealing with that. Oh, you must be the chef.
I have meals to cook for the entire castle, and almost no help.
Seems like you got 2 right there.
Before you say anything, no, I am not from the Reach.
You're not from the Reach?
No, I'm a Breton from High Rock, and I refuse to be mistaken for a filthy native. I don't care if we share the same ancestors. These people are savages. Half of them are forsworn barbarians. And have you seen what they eat?
I'm more concerned about their hearts.
What have I done for the gods to take me so far from my beloved Daggerfall?
Daggerfall? Never heard of it.
Yes, the finest court in all of High Rock. You think politics here or something? Well, we Bretons invented politics. That is where I learned to cook, and where I belong. Not here with all these dogs.
You know, Daggerfall looks a little different than what you might represent it to be.
All right, then.
I have to work, or Anton will rip my head off.
It doesn't seem like there's much going on around here except for what I was requested to do. We're still on the lookout for the castle, though, I believe. These guys are just roaming around. Like, is there any Talos worship going on this side? What about this side? Very strange. Very strange.
They're reforming the guard.
Yeah, I know.
Vampire hunters or something.
I know.
Fort near Riften. Might consider joining.
Well, this looks dangerous. So this is a dwarven place, just like I thought. How you doing, Ikentar?
I'm Calselmo's nephew. I help him around the laboratory.
I'm sure you do. Dwarves. There be dwarves around here. I just know it. With the plate metal, that's what I want. And the scrap metal. That's good. That's good for building elven stuff. I thought that the cog might be, or the gyro that I picked up might be, but it indeed was not. Couldn't smelt that one. Is that something? No. I don't know if I want to go this way. Ugh. That makes me nervous. That makes me nervous quite a bit. I'm going to explore around a little bit more, but I think we're going to head in there. That's a troll skull for no reason.
Staying safe, huh?
The Hall of the Dead?
If it's about the Hall of the Dead, no, you can't go in there.
Why not?
I can't talk about it. Rest assured, the Jarl hears everyone's concerns. You will be able to visit the dead again soon.
Alright, I'll come back later then.
RK keep you and protect you.
Yeah, the Hall of the Dead, what I got requested for, I'll try to find a way in there, but I haven't gotten a quest for it.
New to Skyrim? I was confused at first too. The Nords call their mausoleums the Hall of the Dead. It's where people in the city are buried. Fathers, forefathers, mothers, foremothers.
Okay, fair enough.
RK protect you.
I'm aware of RK. So we'll try to figure out a way to get into that Hall of the Dead pretty soon, but we need to still try to find a way to get the quest, because I didn't get a quest for it. You know, find the priest Bothia, but maybe it has to do with the Shrine of Talos that I need to do with that. All right, excavation site though. Looks like a plan. No? Oh, somewhere around there. Damn it. Still have 100 lockpicks, so hopefully I can deal with this fairly well. Jeez, I got so many lockpicks. They do really want you to use the lockpicks in this game. A little bit more? Oh, come on! Felt like that was right there. A little bit higher? Nope. A little bit lower. Come on. This is starting to get ridiculous. I know Adept is pretty high, but come on, just let me in. There we go.